Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, Hello Christmas Crafts. We did the first two videos and it looks like you guys are liking them pretty good, so we figured we'd do a third video. If you do like today's video, please be so kind as to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment or two.
And share these videos to everybody.
Yes,
right?
share them to everybody you know. We would really greatly appreciate it.
So, without any further ado, let's get crafting.
Okay, to get started with this build, we are going to make some ghosts. And how to do that is we're going to make some small ghosts. So we're going to take a piece of tin foil and we're going to wad it up into a ball, because this is going to form the head of the ghost. Okay? Then we're going to take another piece of tin foil. This one's probably too big, but it doesn't matter. And we're just going to kind of make kind of a squarish type thing, like so. Then, for me, I like to find the center of my mostly square tin foil. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And I like to just fold it into a triangle both ways. To kind of give me an idea where the center is, so that I put the head in the right spot. Okay, now I'm going to place this little wadded up ball of tin foil right in the center, and I'm going to squish it down over the edges. See that? And there's our little ghost. Okay, so after you've got this part, what you're going to do is, do we have a paper towel? Right there. I've got this paintbrush and water, so I want to just kind of dry it off. Keep a paper towel on hand. So what you're going to need for this build is, for this particular build on the ghost, is you're going to need tin foil, a piece of newspaper or some thinner paper preferably, and some glue and water. Okay? Now that we've done that, I'm just going to set my little ghost on this tray right here, just so I don't get a big mess, because you know I'm messy. And then you just dip your paintbrush in the water and glue mixture. Just add a little water. Mine's kind of like that, kind of that consistency, kind of a little thinner, about the thickness of pancake batter, I guess a little thinner. I'm just going to go over my glue, or my ghost, tinfoil ghost, with the glue and water mixture. And I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Well, I'm going to speed up the process with the heat gun, but definitely I'm not going to hold on to the tinfoil at the same time, because that burned. But I'm just going to go over my ghost with the glue and water mixture. And the reason why is because it tacks better that way. And don't worry if your ghost is not how you exactly want it, because we're not to that part yet. Okay, now that I've got this covered with glue and water, I'm going to move this aside and let it sit for just a second while I take this piece of paper, and I actually got too much paper. Nice regular, well, it don't matter. I'll just cut it with these. I'm going to just cut this off. I have craft scissors right now, but I'm just going to, it doesn't matter. You just a pair of scissors, and mine aren't right by me, so I'm just going to use those. I'm going to cut it into another kind of piece that I know will cover the ghost and go a little bit further over the ghost. This is what it's going to look like when it's dry, but I'm actually going to put the arms on this one. I'll show you that step. So, after I let this ghost, we're going to need 4 of these, so I'm going to set that to the side, and I'm just going to show you exactly what I did here. I'm just going to go over this newspaper with the glue and water mixture and do the same thing and let it dry. Let it just tack, not dry. Right?
Right.
We don't want it just dry, because that won't work. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this to the heat gun just for a second to let it tack, but you can always make 4 of these. One, I'm doing mine one taller, and then I'm going to do them shorter, like a little family of ghosts, because that's what I think would be cute on this project. But you can, it would be cute no matter what, I think, no matter what size ghost you want. So just make your ghost, but you don't want them too big. You don't want them really much bigger than the one I have here, which is what I'd say about
3 inches tall.
about 3 inches tall. You could go like probably 4 inches tallest you'd want it, because you'll see why in a minute. But I'm going to take this while this newspaper's drying, and I am going to tack it, and I'm going to form it like this, and I am going to let my husband step in and show you the other part of this build while I'm doing this, because you know what it's going to look like. All right.
Okay. Okay. The next step you can get you some simple foam. It seems like this foam, you get it everywhere. Heck, you get packages and it's got this foam in it. What you can do is you can cut this foam, and I got mine at 10.5 inches, 10.5 inches tall by 6 inches wide on this piece. On these ones, I got them 10.5 inches tall by 2.25 inches wide. What you're going to do is you're going to take your glue gun, you're going to put these in the middle of the big piece so it forms a tree. Okay? And you'll just hot glue. Put your glue gun on low setting and it won't melt through. Just put a couple little tacks and just tack these on so you come out with this form right here. The next step after this is you hot glue those pieces on so you got your tree. What you're going to do is you're going to take your aluminum foil, you can get a big piece, and you're going to form around your tree. And then kind of dip it in or out of it to where you want it. Okay? And then you're going to make sure that it comes up taller so you can, on the top of the tree right here, so you can crunch it up and make this top piece taller. And I'll show you why. Because I'm going to show you where we're at on the project now. I just wanted you guys to see how we did the basic form. And after this tin foil's on here and this is together, then you're going to just take your water and glue and your paper and you're just going to put your strips all the way around. Let that dry.
The paper and water?
The paper, water, and your...
Okay.
You're going to let that dry. Then, the next step is you take your tin foil again and you're going to crunch it up into long strands because they're going to be tree trunks. And then you'll wrap your tree trunks around whatever shape you like, wherever you want your trees branches to go. So what I'm going to do is set this aside. Hand me that one. And I'm going to show you to where we're at now on this build. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me raise the camera just a little bit so you can see this.
Oh, you can't, can you? Yeah. I forgot to show him something.
Okay, love.
When you're done.
Good?
Yes, that's better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is our tree so far. So we did the card, the styrofoam, made that shape that I told you. We put the tin foil around it to where we wanted. We made this piece come up taller. If you look at the top, we got a round ball. And that round ball is going to end up being a pumpkin sitting on top of this. And what this is going to be is a witch's house. As you see on mine, this is how I'm going to do mine. Here's my window. If it turns out the way I'm trying to build it. Here's your door. And here's these tree trunks. Okay? So when we keep going, in a minute, I'll show you. We're going to try to add some more mud stuff to make these look more like tree roots. And I'm thinking, I'm going to put an edge here. I'm going to make this top section right here shingles. It looks like it's the top of actually of a witch's house. And why my wife is building the ghost is those ghosts we're going to put on wire, and they'll come out and be hanging in midair, going around the witch's house, and then they're going to have light, so it looks like it's light. They're lighting up the witch's house. Okay. On this build, I made the mistake because you bring your tin foil down. I made a base, but with the paper mache, when I did it, when it dried, it kind of curled up and stuff. I don't quite like that. So what I'm going to do, yes, it was very late. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of cardboard and bring this out bigger around this.
Okay, I want to show him this really quick.
Okay.
I forgot to say.
Hold on one second. My wife's got something to show you.
Yes, that I feel like needs to be said, for sure. Alright, I'm on my way. Oh, Zoe's lost, honey. Our little puppy's blind, so we kind of have to keep an eye on her at the same time. Our little Chihuahua. Yeah, she kind of gets lost. We have to guide her around, poor little girl. Okay, so why I'm back again is because on this ghost that I was just making, I did what I said not to do. I made the newspaper piece too short because you want it to come over the tin foil a little bit. And so that is not a problem. See how there's still a piece of tin foil sticking out? And this is kind of a tedious project because your fingers want to get stuck to it. So you keep a bowl of water around to dip your fingers in, which I didn't do. Will you hand me that bowl of paste? Yep. So what you do, if that happens, is just go ahead and tear you a strip of paper after you've tacked the first one down a little, which I've got to do still, but I just want to show them this, is just go ahead and take a strip of paper, again, a little one, and I can rip this if I need to, which I'm going to need to, and just go ahead and tack that piece right onto that. And then go ahead and let this dry, or use your blow dryer on low settings. And also I wanted to say, as my husband was showing you the house, the reason for keeping these, I've tried them with clay, I've tried them with the paper mache, and it's just too heavy. So we had to go back to just tin foil and then paper. You're not going to need any paper mache for this. When I come back, I could just show you now. You want to have me I got the tin foil. I'm going to show you really quick how we're going to build the arms. Because I didn't you can put these on first. Like after you do your tin foil structure, you can glue the arms on before you paper. I just think it'd be easier to do for me after you do this step. So I'm just going to take a piece of tin foil and roll it up. Twist it up, roll it up, but clever. And what I'm going to do, this is too long obviously, and you could build a longer piece and go straight around it for the arms, so they'd be, grab my scissors, so they'd be like this, where they stick out that far. But I'm going to cut it because this isn't long enough for both arms. So I'm just going to cut it about right there, and I'm going to bend it a little bit after I dry this, and I'm going to hot glue the arm on. And I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, so where we're at now is I have made the little ghosts like I showed you, and I just put the paper over them, and I adjusted their arms to where I want them. And I went over their arms with glue, or not glue, a little bit of glue, and they're ready. and I made this little pumpkin, and how I did that was I just wadded up a piece of tin foil and I wrapped the paper around it, same as I did these, and then I used the glue, and then I just glued a little bit more tin foil for the, or not tin foil, newspaper for the mouth and the eyes, and I made a little stump. And now I'm gonna paint him. And so after I'm done doing that, I'll come back and show you where I'm at then.
Okay. This is where we're at now with the witch house. Now remember, we started with the foam, which I showed you how to make your base. And then I showed you how you take tin foil and put over your witch house, and then bring the tin foil up and shape it so it comes up. And this part you put it however you want your house shape to be on the tin foil, and then just bring it up, and then you can, so it's all one solid piece, so then you can make your pumpkin that sits on top right here. Then, on our little house, I came back with cardboard
You're good.
and just cut out and made little shingles so that the witch's house has a little roof. And then like I was showing you, I took a pencil earlier and decided where I wanted to cut out my openings. This is going to be a window. Here's the door to the house. I got a couple little ones on the sides. So later when we're all done, we can put lights in this and all the windows and the witch's door will light up. And like I was telling you earlier, wrap your tin foil and put it around your house and where you want to make whatever stumps and roots that you want in your witch house. So then I made the base on the bottom a little bit bigger, like I was telling you guys, we want ours a little bit bigger. So like the stuff my wife's making, you can sit around the house. You could put zombies out here, you could have headstones, little trees, whatever you wanted to put on your base. So this is where we're at now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to put my paper inside, and that way I can make this all smooth, all these edges through all the windows. And
That's
I'm
just
down
to
here.
the foam, where you cut it out. You cut it out to the foam.
I just cut it out, and that's where it'll end up when you put your foam, if you glue your foam in the way I showed you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make it an actual door that'll be partway open so that you can see the light coming in. On our little house, on this branch that I purposely made, we're going to make a little girl swinging. So that's where we're at now. Like I said, I'm going to come back, I'm going to putty these in, make all the window openings look nice, make the little cardboard shutters, and I might putty my roof in a little bit to make the shingles look a little more realistic. Then when I get to that part, we'll be back and I'll show you from there.
Okay, so we're back. I am just going to show you what I've done. I painted the ghosts, and I just put some little eyeballs on them. And you can see they're all stiff. And I painted them with acrylic white paint and some antique white just to highlight them a little bit. An easy tip for this is to, when you're painting these, because they're so wrinkly, is to give them, just put a little bit of water in with your paint. That way it goes in those cracks and crevices a lot easier. And then I painted my pumpkin up and just put a face on him out of clay. And that's where we're at right now. I'm going to build some other stuff, maybe some little headstones and stuff to go around the house. I'm going to let my husband show you where he's at now. Alright, let me move my stuff out.
Okay.
So you can show him your house.
Okay, YouTubers, we're back.
Oh, give me my coffee. And that's the most important.
Let's see where we're at on the house. And give you guys ideas how to build yours. So, this is our house so far. Remember, we started out with just the foam and the tin foil and the paper. Showed you that. Showed you how to bend the tin foil to make the tree roots or trunks or wherever you want on yours. And then I showed you how I took cardboard and just made shingles, nice hot glued each one individually onto the roof. And then I come back with some mud and went over my shingles to give it kind of a more old age look, like the house is out in the forest, the swamps. On top we got our pumpkin. This little section right here is our chimney. So then we cut out the doors and the windows on the house where we wanted ours. And so the lights will shine through and you'll see everything. And as you see, we left the door on ours open a little bit. So you'll both see the light come through. So where we're at is I'm going to finish off the top of the pumpkin, make it look like a pumpkin. We put a stem on there. And I'm going to start building a little girl swinging right here on a little tree swing.
I'm probably going to build that.
Oh, maybe my wife will end up building that instead. Oh, and on ours,
Maybe.
we put rock on the bottom. And all you do is just take your mud, your sheetrock compound, and just a butter knife first, smooth it up and put the rock as high as you want. Then I just took a pencil and just carved out the rock kind of rock that we wanted to put on ours. When we took the cardboard, I just hot glued it on to where I wanted my shutters and my door. And then I took the compound, the joint compound, and went over the cardboard and took, like I say again, with my pencil and made the grooves so it looks like old shutters and the wood on the doors. So, after I get this pumpkin done a little bit more, and you get this tree swing stuff on here, we'll be back to show you more.
Yeah. Alright, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, so here we are. This is our little ghost house we've built, and this is to where we're at. So, just to show you, we made little headstones, and they're just out of cardboard in the plaster Paris, and then we just hot glued them onto the cardboard so they'll stand up. Here's the tree, and you remember how I showed you the tree, or the house, and how to build it with the foam and the tin foil, and the tin foil is all the trunks, all the roots are all tin foil. And like my wife is showing you, here's one of her little pumpkin that she made out of paper mache. And then over here, we built a little girl just out of tin foil. Okay, and then we just took the paper mache mud and slowly put a little bit of mud on her at a time, and then dried her with either a blow dryer or a heat gun, either one you prefer. That's how we made her. Okay, so she's going to be over here swinging. We cut out windows. Here's our windows. And then I went ahead and painted the back sides of them inside yellow. So when the lights go, look, we hope, at least it'll reflect the light like it's an actual window. Okay, here's the back side of ours. And we put a couple headstones back here too. Come around. Okay, and then our pumpkin's where it's at, so it's ready to paint. So this project, I'm going to start painting this project. And my wife made a couple little cats, a little cat to see here and a little cat to see here. So the next step is we're going to get a couple pieces of cardboard and tinfoil and stuff out, and I'm going to recap and show you all the steps again, just in case you missed it or you didn't quite understand how it was done. Okay? And then after that, we're going to go ahead and we are going to finish this. We're going to paint it. We're going to add, hold on. We're going to add some stuff you know you get from Dollar Tree or wherever you go to get your florals. And we're going to add some florals around it, and we're going to cut up some leaves to make it look like little tiny fallen leaves are on the ground. Oh, and so I don't forget, right here we're going to make a rock entry, and then we're going to have little stepping stones heading over to the little girl. Okay? Okay, we'll see you in a minute. Okay. I just wanted to go back and do a little recap here just in case you guys didn't understand exactly how I did the patterns on the shutters and the door. So all you got is just some all-purpose compound, just some joint compound. And all we did was just took a little mud, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Okay, we just spread some mud on our shutters and on the door of the house. Then all we did was come back. You can use a pen or the back side of your paintbrush, and you'll just make your grooves. Oh, I need to cut it. You just make your grooves.
Right into the mud. Might want to show that one up a little higher, honey.
Okay. Let me get a couple here and I'll show you. So you just make your grooves.
Oh, there we go. Hang on. Perfect. Now we can see it good.
And that's all we did on that to make the grooves, to make that cardboard door and cardboard shutters look real. Okay? And one other recap I wanted to do, just in case you guys didn't quite understand how we did it. Okay. After you got your foam house made and your tinfoil on it and your paper on it, and then you're just going to come back with tinfoil and just roll it up to the size you want for your house. And what we did, then we just bent it to go around where we wanted it on our house. Then we took a little hot glue and put it here on the corners, and hot glue here, whatever, and just glued it on so it would stay. So I just wanted to go over that. Oh. And then we made our little witch, which I showed you. But remember, that's just a thin piece of cardboard, and we cut it out in the witch pattern that we wanted. Painted it black.
And you could even use couldn't you use like a colored paper? If you have black colored paper.
Yeah, then
right?
you didn't have to paint it. You could just cut it out. And then we put a little hot glue on the back side of the witch, and then just stuck her in there to where we wanted her. So, and then the same thing with my wife's.
Oh, I didn't show them the kitties.
With her
Okay, you'll have to show them.
headstones, it's the same principle. You just took cardboard, cut it into the shape.
Doubled it up.
Just cut it into the shape of your headstone. And then did two of them so you could double it up. So it's thick enough to look like a real headstone. Then she did the same thing, just took the joint compound and just put over the whole headstone.
Yep.
And then she did the same thing, took a pencil, whatever you prefer, and came back and she just wrote the letters that she wanted on the headstones. Okay, so that we're all caught up to where we're at
You
now.
can
I
show
think we've
my
showed you everything.
Kitty cats that I made. They're
Oh,
over
one
there.
more thing, hold on. Where'd you put them?
They're over there on there's a paper towel that they're sitting on. Do you see them?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these I just made out of clay, so it took me a little time because they're really tiny, but if you guys want cats on yours.
Okay. Let's show you this real quick. Okay, here's the little cats that we have.
Hold it a little closer. This doesn't.
Here's a little.
Perfect.
Okay. We're going to have this little cat sitting here somewhere, or maybe over here by the headstones. And she has this bigger cat that she made. Okay? And he's going to go right over here on ours. We're going to have him over here, kind of like he's guarding the little girl. Okay. And if you're wondering how these are done, remember how we showed you how to make just a simple mold and clay? And everybody's played with this when you was a kid in school. You can take this and make it into a round ball.
You could even make a puppy dog if you want yours to have be puppies. Or
You
don't
know,
make them
you
at
can just
all.
take your clay and make it round. Then you can take another little piece. There's your, there basically you make a little head and the body. And you take other little pieces real smaller, make little legs. Anyways, just take your time. And that's all we did to make our little cats that we wanted on this. And after they dry, you can paint whatever color you want. So, that's where we're at. So the next step, like I say, we're going back to painting and decorating with some grass and stuff we're going to put on here. My wife's going to make the moon. And then that moon is going to be held on.
We might have to double that up.
Yes, you can double if you want. We'll
Like-
see how we want ours.
Like to, yeah, to put the wire
That
in between
moon-
it maybe.
It's going to be held on the same way we're putting the ghosts on. And what we're going to do, after we got these hot glued in there, we're just going to take wire.
You
And
did
we're
that at
just-
Home
You
Depot.
get that at Home Depot. And we're just going to take a piece, drill a little tiny hole, put the wire through the hole. Then you might want to dab a hot glue after you got that piece in there. Bend your wire and bring it up to whatever height that you want your ghost. Okay, and the same thing after she makes the moon for the back right here. We're just going to do the same principle. We're going to have a piece of wire that will come through on these spots. That's why we designed it like this, so you have something to push your wire into. It could go into the foam. You know how the wire here and the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back, all you crafters and
Hi. Yeah, you can't see it.
YouTube people.
Mhm.
So this is the finale. This is the clock, or this is the ghost house that we built.
Yeah, the ghost house and it was fun.
So in the last part we was talking about, we didn't finish painting it and do the little details and show you how we want ours to look. So this is ours. And this build was a lot of fun. It's
way fun.
way fun.
Way fun. It was so much fun.
It was time consuming and tedious, but it was fun. After you get the basic part of the house, which is the hardest part, where you'll get frustrated. But after that, and you start doing all the other, I think you guys will have a real big blast
Yeah.
doing this build. We just wanted to show you guys
Zoom in on it, maybe.
stuff that you can do, how you can do something small like this in this detail.
And have it turn out so unique. A lot of it was time consuming, but it was kind of just tedious little things that you do, but it was fun at the same time.
Yeah, and we just wanted to show you what you can do with just cardboard and a little paste and glue, and
Yeah.
if you just have an open imagination and just run with it. When we built this one, we had no idea what we was doing. We just wanted to start building something for you guys to see. We thought, okay, we've done a couple bigger builds. We wanted to do something that's a little smaller, a little more detailed, and show you what you can do, even in small stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Maybe.
we got this one right here, so this will keep you guys tied up for a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
Because the next build that we're going to start is going to take us a little bit, because it's going to be a lot bigger
a
build.
lot bigger build. I'm
So,
excited to start that one.
Yes.
Aren't you? Yeah.
so we're going to do big and little, and you show you guys a whole bunch of different little ideas and things that you can do. So trust us, we have a whole bunch more planned.
And you can-
We've got a lot that's already pre-built that we're going to show you and redo just so you guys can see how to do it.
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do is shut the camera off for a second so I can take it off the tripod, and I'm going to walk around those little goats and just show you the stuff, and I'll have my wife tell you about little details that she did.
Okay, so we're going to show you a little close-up of our little ghost house. My husband told you that about the little witch in there. He did most of the house, and I'll let him explain what he did. What I did is I built these little ghosts, and they go all the way around. And right here I've got the jack-o'-lantern we showed you earlier. And I just took some moss and glued on the bottom with some hot glue and just tapped it down with a knife. I had these little weeds, and they look like weeds to me, and I had them in my flower stash, my fake flower stash. So I did the ghosts, and I showed you they're made out of tin foil and paper, and then I made a couple little cats. And the window here, I made the stained glass window. We threw some little, I just cut up some little fake leaves and just made them into little pieces, so it kind of looked like whatever was left on the tree just fell. So we're just going to turn it around.
Show them the little girl.
Oh, and well, my husband made this little girl on the swing, and I painted her. I wasn't going to, I thought he might want to show you that, but anyway, I painted her up, and I think she's just so cute. I love her. How that turned out, honey, it's so cute. And then we got these little spider lights. I ended up getting those at the Ross's, but you can pick those up, you know, pretty much any store, I think, Walmart or wherever. And then we've got the little headstones. And I just, like my husband's told you, I just did the putty on them and then wrote RIP on them. And he painted them up. And I'll just turn it over here. You can see the back side of the moon. I painted both sides because I think that way it just gives it more of a finished off look. And then here's the side of it. Just kind of get that way so you can see the headstones and everything. Go back to the front. That way you can see it. You can see the moon's finished on this side as well. The little pumpkin that's on top of the house, I just painted a little face on him. Little spider there. Oh, and there's one little spider right here that you can see. So, anyways, that's what I did. I'm going to let my husband kind of walk you back through it in a little bit more detail about how stuff was made and just do a quick little recap on it. So, we'll let him do that, and then we'll be right back.
Okay. So my wife is showing you this little house, and she's been so, it got more and more exciting as we built.
Yes, it did.
And just think what you can do with just paper and cardboard. This was a lot of fun. Remember, we just made the base
I forgot to show him the broom.
out of foam, and then put the paper over it, or the tin foil, then put the paper, then put the paper mache over it, and I showed you how to make the tree roots going around the little house, and how we made just a little simple witch cardboard cutout and just glue it in there. That's all you got to do. And my wife, if you look close right here, you'll see she's even got a little witch's broom sitting outside the door. So like we say, this was a lot of fun. And if you guys have any questions, or we missed something in the video that you didn't quite understand how we did it, just leave it in the comment.
Yeah, and if you do it, if you do decide to build it, just, if you would, put a picture in the comments below. We'd love to see it. All right.
Okay, so all you YouTubers and awesome people out there, until next time.